This is Tuesday, February 12th. 2 days before Valentine's Day, just in case you want to know.
Uh-oh.
4 days before my sister's birthday and your sister's birthday or your mother's birthday.
My mom and my sister, yeah.
My sister.
Look, I'm on the other side.
I had to put the request in writing, though, and go down on my knees.
No, she didn't. But what she did have to do, or what I had to do, see, there's a reason why I do things the way I do things. I didn't walk across in front of her. I had to walk, crouch down and stand up. And anyway, whatever.
Because that would have been bad?
It's just, well, you don't want to have me walking across and blocking you in the shot. It's, anyway.
So if I did this, it would be bad?
Well, some might call that rude, yeah.
So,
I wouldn't, because then I get hit.
I want to talk about Zabia Chamberlain.
Oh, yeah.
And her problems with the public service. She was in the government for 22 years. And she's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and severe depression.
This sounds very familiar.
Doesn't it? And I believe her boss was found guilty of sexual harassment, but nothing happened to him.
He still works there, and she can't work anymore because she'll be out of work the rest of her life because she's got post-traumatic stress disorder, and she'll never be able to work again. I think that's the story, right?
So the hearing...
Same thing that's exactly what's happening with Joe. Only Joe didn't get harassed by her boss. Joe was harassed by a subordinate, and her boss and everybody else above them wouldn't support Joe. And eventually, Joe's doctor... I noticed symptoms, all kinds of funny symptoms, and I dragged Joe off to the doctor one day, and I sat down with the doctor, and Joe told the story, and then I told the story about what's really going on, and the doctor immediately wrote a do not return to the workplace note, and Joe hasn't been back since.
2008. After 24 years in the government. Anyway, this poor lady has gone to the Public Service Staff Relations Board, and her case is still in hearing, 3 years and 45 hearing days so far.
Well, Joe's been waiting more than 4 years for something to be done. No results yet.
Anyway, I just want to say a shout out to Zabia and hope that she gets better results this time.
I'm not really all that optimistic.
In happier news, I am petitioning Dave Shaw for the right to play M in his James Bond movie this summer.
Yes, and I'm going to be the evil villain snake wrangling guy. I have this idea. All the hottie toddies, whatever women that are, there's always women just hanging around the evil doer's lair. They'll all have snake necklaces and such. Yes, sir.
Anyway, that's not helping me get the role of M.
Oh, yeah. So, Dave Shaw. Hello, Dave Shaw. This is for Dave Shaw. Yes, the role of M. I mean, doesn't she look like an M?
Look how old I am and how gray. And tomorrow I'm getting my hair cut.
Yeah.
Which will help even more.
Very Judi Dench looking.
Yes, and I can be very stern.
Yes.
Crabby. I'm very good at being crabby.
And you know what'll happen if you don't give her the role? You'll end up in front of this camera with a pie plate striking you about the head, neck, and face repeatedly. You don't want that.
Who's this guy I have to fight with to get the part?
Oh, Richard Groen. He's, I don't know.
Do I know Richard?
He could maybe go with another villain. He could be a villain,
I know Richard, right?
Yeah, you've met Richard.
I met him at the Royal Oak and other places.
Yes, you have met Richard.
I like Richard.
See, hey, Richard, she likes you. That means you don't get hit in the head with a pie plate.
No, but you see, I would make a good M also because I live with a younger man.
Yes.
I'm used to dealing with younger men of James Bond age. And being stern with them and crabby and bitchy and whatever else.
And besides, you can't switch gender on that M role. That's just,
No, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, everyone would miss the whole point, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't know what movie they were watching.
It's like, it's all ass backwards. Heck, make your girlfriend James Bond and you be something else, because if you're going to switch...
He has a wife.
Actually, he has a girlfriend.
Really?
If he has a wife and a girlfriend.
Oops, sorry.
He also has a daughter.
Sorry, Dave. My mistake. I think it's time to get married.
There you go.
And that's all I have to say on that. Take it away, Allen.
Oh boy, I get left in the
spotlight.
I can't remember what I was even thinking about. Well, everybody's... here's one. So everybody's getting a chance to see a lot of the OIFF submissions because they're popping up online. There's some pretty good stuff there. I'm the first to admit mine was pretty weak. Mine's a bit of an intellectual piece. You have to study it to really get the message. But I also shot it and edited it together really, really quick and didn't spend a whole lot of time doing much other than meeting the catch criteria because I was working on the father-daughter dance, the John Seed film. So that's up as well. And so I spent all my time doing that. As you heard yesterday, my wife complaining that I wasn't around much. And so I did my own EV Freedom. I just wanted to submit something, and I did. So,
by the way, he brought home a to-do list that's about 12 pages long of things he has to do at home. So I have reserved the whole day Saturday, apart from 2 hours he can have to spend with someone else. But Saturday's reserved for me. You've seen it. You've heard it. You're witnesses.
The Calumentary. We shot a bunch of stuff a few summers ago that somehow hasn't been edited together. I think because we were going for a feature length and
it's going to be called The Confessions of a Canadian Dairy Farmer or The Tit Puller's Tale.
Oh, yes. That's the PG-13.
Yeah. So I'm going to squish it into a 10-minute segment.
Or maybe 15. Depends what we got. Anyway, do a short instead of the feature we were trying to do. And
let's see if anybody likes it, wants more.
Yeah.
Because dairy farmers
don't tell them anything more. There's some pretty interesting footage coming, though. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
It's my first directed event.
So, apparently I don't have the stage because...
No, okay. Go ahead. You're done.
Anyway, hey, I didn't get hit in the head. Cool. Yeah. Oh, and anyway, going back to the OIFF, there's a bunch of stuff out there that looks pretty cool, very entertaining. It's a shame they're not all going to be screened that night. It's a shame they're only going to pick 10 because I think there's close to 30. But what can you do? All for now. We'll talk at you tomorrow.